Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin, big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin, just before we begin, I just want to let you know I'm still on holiday. I'm still touring Italy. I'm all over the place. It's absolutely stunning, So I'll try and get updates out to you as best as I can, but they will be a bit hit and miss, to be honest with you, So don't think I've disappeared. I'm trying to keep you updated on Twitter as best as I can, and obviously in the Discord there. But I'll try and keep you updated as best as I can. But at the minute, it does look as though Bitcoin's trying to bottom, doesn't it? Trying to carve out that bottom as anticipated. We did put in that low down there on June the 18th, and this is just one chart, just one of several indicators that I found. And now there's a lot of people catching up on Twitter as well. I'm seeing posts, I'm seeing charts, I'm seeing all sorts of chatter that the bottom was in, and we was anticipating this bottom prior to the bottom being in, which was great as well. That particular time frame there for the CoinsKid community right there, we nailed it. Hopefully, there's no guarantees obviously, and if Bitcoin does roll again, then what you're doing here is invalidating data, okay? And at that point I do think Bitcoin could be in trouble, and I've told you that, okay? So we need to hold this bottom, don't we? If we don't, then I would say you're looking at a minimal 85% drawdown from the top, which takes you to around about $10,000, isn't it? And there's absolutely no questions about it, because that would be a bear market projection for me. But anyway, right now Bitcoin is doing everything it's done, in the charts, on chain as well. And there is a really important video out the other day that I did share on Twitter from a really top analyst and investment guy called, I think you say his name's Raoul Pal or something like that. He's from England, basically is quite famous in the space. But he's saying, at the minute, everything's saying that the bottom's in. He's sort of catching up to this scenario, and a lot more people are as well, but obviously there's no guarantees. I don't guarantee anything on this channel as well. It's all about support and resistance. But if Bitcoin can continue to sort of print these sort of foundations going forward, which it's trying to do, it's trying to carve out that bottom, and come up and retrace and things like that. Like I said to you, create that sort of bottom out structure and come back and confirm it and not lose it, then that's really great. And the longer it can do that, the more power and substance it has to that actually be in the bottom. You understand that, okay? So remember, there are certain things that we can wait for in the charts before you do enter Bitcoin. If you're not necessarily here, you've entered at this point, just wait for structure and an uptrend to start to build, because that would be a really good foundation to get involved in. But anyway, my job is trying to find you the optimal entry points of resistance and support, and this is what I do, okay? And we trade those. So right now, this is the third time in history that Bitcoin's fell under this level here and broken this trend line. Every time it's done that, boom, it's indicated the bottom, okay? Equally, I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video to that guy's update, Raoul's update, okay, which is about the bottom being in, and it's not necessarily linked to the halvings as well, which is a theory of mine. I've always had that, and I've shown you that, okay? So anyway, I'll show you something else. So again, the Bitcoin rainbow chart, every time it's come down here, you can see that it holds this bottom, never necessarily falls out of it, and it sort of, consolidates, and you get a level of accumulation in here before you start to come up and attack the highs. So, whether or not it's a case with bottom and we go sideways for many months and then slowly creep up, who knows? But right now, potentially, given this chart here, we are at the bottom, aren't we, for Bitcoin? Equally here, the CBBI index, okay, so we never necessarily got overheated in that bull run there in 2021, which I personally think that that's a top just there, okay? I've gone through this with you, but right there, I think we're putting in a regular correction, and we're putting a regular ABC correction that's potentially bottom right now. If it hasn't, it's relatively close, isn't it? And one indicator you could look at is this, the CBBI. I think we got down to all the way down to 9. If Bitcoin was to come up and then roll again, then you could say, okay, we'll take a look at this chart, and if it's anywhere near 3 or 0 or 2, then you are pretty close to the bottom right there for Bitcoin, okay? So again, no guarantees, but one thing we did do here is go dark green. Now, would you say we've necessarily gone too dark green now? I wouldn't say that. So this could be an indication that there is another low. That's what I'm trying to say to you. But who knows? Because this never got overheated. It never went pure red or dark red, which shows an overheated bull market. So should we have an overheated correction or bear market, whatever you want to call it right here, okay? Sort of a mid-cycle correction, who knows? But anyway, what I'm looking at is holding this support and coming back up the stairs. That's what we need to see for Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the charts. So what is unfortunate for Bitcoin here, on the monthly time frame, we never did get the close above this 55. Okay, so we definitely do need to see ourselves get back above that, because that's making history right there for Bitcoin. Because, like I said to you, for transparency, anything that Bitcoin does that's alarming, I'll always tell you. Now, you can see historically, Bitcoin held the 55 there, closed there, and then started to come back up, okay? It opened there, and then you start to get the hell out of there. So pretty much what we're doing is very similar to there, although Bitcoin's actually made history here by having 2 closes under the 55. That's something it's never done in its history. It's found support on it, found support and had one close there and then got the hell out of there. So we do need to see Bitcoin start to come up in the month of July, and especially the follow through in August, the correction come in September or whatever. But we do need to see Bitcoin hold support and start to come back up here and get and close above that 55, because if you do start to close down here consecutively, you're closing under key level resistance, and it's just more of a precursor to the fact that, okay, you're going to get forced down to support, so you're going to really test this low that you put in, and you're going to get some kind of compression down here, which will lead to a pop, whether or not it's break to the upside or break to the downside. But we definitely need to see the closes above key resistance to confirm, okay, we've dipped a toe in the water and we're right now beginning a retracement to this high. That's something we need to do, and the first steps to that is closing above these key levels of resistance right now. So we need to keep an eye on this going forward, okay, because if we consistently close down here, we're going to start dragging this 20 EMA through to 55, and if we get that statement from Bitcoin, that could be extremely bearish. I mean, you're talking multi-year bear market right there from this top, okay, really multi-year bear market where you get squeezed down by a bear market death cross right there. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the daily. At the minute, without anything else, you can see that what we're getting, we've hit a top and we've come down. We've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 closes inside of the EMAs here. So we're getting some compression here. I would anticipate you're going to get some kind of reaction relatively soon, because what's happening is you've got a 55 coming down, you've got the 20 supporting you. You've not quite found support on that yet. So that could be the support that Bitcoin's looking for. Get compression and then pop. What I was looking for is a retracement to the golden ratio right here, because this was in a beautiful level for Bitcoin where we hit that high, we traced to this low, which was a retracement to this low, and that bounced off the golden ratio like a boss. So if Bitcoin is putting some kind of ABC correction here like this is an A leg, this is a B leg, and then it dumps and you have a wick down onto that golden ratio, that is a key level support for me, 0618 at 22144. So this price compression here, okay, that we're getting on the EMAs might lead to a bit of a breakout. Everyone gets bullish again. At that point, you put in a C leg and you've got a beautiful ABC correction. And this could actually be a wave 2 correction right there. This could be some kind of leading diagonal wave 1, wave 2, and then you're going to get an explosive wave 3 right there, taking you up to those levels that we're targeting for Bitcoin. So keep an eye on this. Obviously, this is a really important ascending trend line. Like I said to you, if you do start to come down and you see Bitcoin start to correct in its head, then you're going to start to retrace. Now, this is a massive level of support down here. This green line is 18,915. If you do start to see Bitcoin close below that consistently, that would be extremely negative going forward, because again, you're getting really far away from the 55 and the 20 EMA on the monthly time frame. And that's just a really, really bearish scenario right there for Bitcoin. It's doing something it's never done. It's losing EMAs on the monthly, and that's really, really bearish. That's the truth of it, okay? So obviously, right now, we're breaking out, potentially breaking out, creating this wave 2 correction right now, looking for support, looking for the continuation of this uptrend off this low right now. And what we're doing, with series of high lows confirming that this is the bottom so far. Okay, so that's basically Bitcoin. I wish I could tell you conclusively what it's going to do, but it's all about support and resistance, isn't it? So at the minute, I'm loaded up on longs on Bybit at 22144 with my stop loss on the 702 fib down there. Okay, now if Bitcoin starts to come down, I'll get stopped out and starts to do something like this, I will think about shorting the market, because I think you're going to come down and sweep this, and then you've got an impulsive move to the 1272 at bare minimal at 19756. Okay, but at the minute, I want to reassure you that what Bitcoin's doing, it's breaking out, and this is all healthy. This is called retracing. This is what Bitcoin does. This is what the charts do. Okay, this is what these projects do. It's impulsive and corrective waves, and this is what I said to you. We need to see this foundation going forward of his impulsive moves, corrective moves, impulsive moves, corrective moves, holding the lows from which you came, and that's really important. And obviously, at some point, after the big, massive first wave, you're going to come back for a larger correction. A big dump of like 20-30%, because this is what Bitcoin does, and everyone's going to think, oh, bear market, but all it is a correction. Okay, and at that point, you hold the lows. We'll try and find and ride these waves together. Okay, you understand the update, but so far so good. I think we're coming back potentially to the golden ratio. To invalidate that, what we'll have to do is come up and obviously take out this 0 fib here at 24666. If you obviously see that, then we're not coming down to that level, are we? And we've not got this A, B, C correction in the month of August, leading to a breakout towards the end there. Okay, so I hope you understand that update. You remember, you can do all this on Bybit. You can go long, you can buy spot, you can short, whatever you want to do. But for me, I'm loading up. I've got longs on the 0618 at 22144 with my stop loss on the 702. Now, we did trade this. That was a beautiful 13% trade. And right now, I'm looking to do exactly the same there for Bitcoin. Good luck, everybody. Take care. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. And thank you for support. And I'm sorry the update's going to be a bit hit and miss, but I'll try and keep you updated as best I can on Twitter, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.